All right, today what we're going to talk about is converting the equation from standard form to vertex form. So let's go ahead and get started. So remember, standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to convert that to vertex form, which is a times x minus h squared plus k. So what we're going to do, there's actually a couple different ways to do this. I'm going to show you two different ways. One way to do it is to move the constant to the end of the problem. So in this case, I'm going to kind of leave -5 off to the side, and I'm only looking at this part. So now, for this front part, we're going to factor out a because we want that to equal 1. So I factored out from here, I factored out 5, and I'm left with x squared plus 2x. So again, we're leaving -5 off to the side. Then we're going to basically complete the square. So we're going to figure out what b is, and we're going to do b divided by 2 squared. So since b is 2, we're going to go ahead and go 2 divided by 2 squared, which gives us 1. So that's going to be our completing the square part for here. So again, if you need a little model to show you, it's if you're to have, here's your square, well, kind of a square, and then you need to have, oops, here's your square. So you need to have 2, and then we would need 1 point to complete the square. So just as a reminder, and you would have 5 of those, so that's why we're going to keep this here. Now here's where it's different from what we did before. If you notice, we left this part here. So when you completed the square and we took it and we added 1 here, since we're on the same side of the equation, you have to do the opposite side or opposite sign. So if you notice, it's opposite because we want to keep it balanced and it's on the same side of the equation. So same side, you're going to do the opposite sign. So we're going to take our +1 times 5, and we're going to make it a -5. So again, since we're on the same side of the equation, we're going to do the opposite sign to balance it. All right. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to write this. So remember, we said that this was x plus 1 because we did our b divided by 2, which equaled 1. So we're putting that in there. And then we're going to bring our 5 down here. And then we're going to combine these two to give you -10. So right here, it would be y equals 5 times x plus 1 squared minus 10. So this is your vertex form. And here you can easily figure out what the vertex is if it asked, which would be -1, -10. So that's one way to do it. So let's try that way first, and then I'll show you how we've learned completing the square before. It's just a couple extra steps, but it's a very similar format. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our equation, and we are going to kind of keep this off to the side, and we're only looking at your x's, so your x squared and your x. So here we're going to factor out a 2, and I'm left with x squared plus 2x, and we need to know what is our magic number, what's the part that completes the square. So in this case, we're going to go, we're going to take this term and go 2 divided by 2, which equals 1, and then we're going to square it, and that's where our 1 came from. All right, so when we get this here, but remember, since it's on the same side, we're going to do 2 times 1. Since it's the same side, you're going to do the opposite sign. So we're going to put that here. Now, let's go ahead and let's combine them together. That's there. We said that all of this makes x plus 1 squared. And then these two are going to give you -1. So that is your formula. That's a vertex form. And then your vertex, remember, it's going to be a minus a -1. So that's where we got that one from. And then this is -1, which just goes in there. And just for graphing, we said A equals 2. And then when you're doing this, remember, plot your vertex. And you're going to go, since A is 2, you're going to go over 1, up 2. Over 1, and then would be 3, which would be up 6. And then continue the same on this side. All right. And lastly, we said we're going to open up because A is positive. All right, so now let me show you the way that we've learned before, where what we're going to do is we're going to write our equation, but we're going to subtract 3 and move it to the other side of the equation. So now I'm just left with this part. So now we need to complete the square. And if you notice, A is 1, so we don't have to factor anything out. So now we need to complete the square by taking B divided by 2, which would give us -2 here. But then when you square -2, you get +4. So we're adding 4 here. So now since they're opposite, they're on different sides of the equation, we just keep the sign. So this is the part that's different. So now we take all of this, we make x minus 2 squared, and then combine those, and you got +1. And the very last step is now we're going to subtract 1 back over here, and this is your equation for vertex form. And then when you go ahead, we know that this is really a 2. And this is your -1. And we did say that A is technically 1. So when we graph it, but you don't write the 1 in, so I'm going to erase that. But we know a 1 would be there. Okay, so let's graph our vertex. We've got 2, -1, and we're going to go over 1, up 1, over 1, up 3, so our 1A, 3A, 5A, and then we're going to reflect it over on this side. All right, so I want you to do that way. You can do this way or this way. Whichever way you feel more comfortable with. I think since we practice this way, most people would probably like that way. But go ahead, I want you to try that one. And then what you're going to do for the next part is we're going to take it from vertex to standard. So this is vertex form. And really the only trick is you have to remember to write this out twice because it is squared. And then once you write this out twice, you're going to distribute. And then bring your 2 down, bring your 1 down. And then now that we have this 2 outside the parentheses, now you're going to distribute or combine like terms. So we got -6. Okay, now distribute. And so I've got 2x minus 12x plus 18. Bring this 1 down and now combine like terms to give you 19. And that's it. So really the biggest thing is just remembering to do the double distributing, because remember here, you should have x plus 1 times x plus 1 minus 2 times minus 3 equals y. And then go ahead distribute. And then that is putting it from standard form to vertex form.